All right, here's the Yamaha FJR 1300, and right now we're doing some light prepping for a 1 or 2 day trip. I've never taken a trip with this. I don't know where I'm going. I know where I want to go, so really I should just twist the throttle and see where it takes me. Now this bike here has not been ridden lately. Oh, look at this. It's all coming off. It has not been ridden lately. I have all my bags hanging up there. That way I can, carry stuff. And those two are the Yamaha stock bags that come on it. And then you have this cool Jivy bag, which has a rack on the top. And that's what I want to use. This bike can hold some stuff. You've got this nice size trunk in here. And yeah, this bike could be a nice camping bike, and that's what I plan to do with it. So I'm setting up my GPS. This was an old style GPS, but this is the most reliable if you're going to be out in the back country, Amish country, or the mountains, where your connection might end up being spotty, and Google Maps may not be able to save your bacon. This is what a 75,000 mile. Oh, hold on. A 76,000 mile FJR sounds like. So she runs. Just turned off in time. All right, she's ready to go camping. I need a couple little things, such as a few more zip ties and some duct tape. Never know what you're going to run into on the road, and it's best to have those items than to not have them at all. So, bike, Yamaha builds a great bike. Yeah, so this video is all over the place because all this was not impromptu. I've been planning this in my mind for a long time. Oh, speaking of planning in my mind, I'm going to need this extension cord because I'm going to a campsite with power. This is probably overkill, but it's, whatever. It'll work. That way, I at least have a fan in my tent. So yeah, I also, actually, let's go over the camping setup, shall we? This is my tank bag. I got my phone, backup phone, which is on a different network. I've got a USB plug here that plugs into this SAE connector, so I can get some more, let's turn on this light here. The bugs are really attracted to light, so let's get them attracted to that light over there. I have battery packs. I've got my Android tablet in here, of which I should shut off until I'm ready to camp with it. I've got my various plugs for my items, such as my battery bank back here. I have to grab my other battery bank because one has an air compressor and the other one, I'll open that. There's just a lot going on here. Yeah, classic GPS, because when you're in the hills of Pennsylvania and you don't have a cellular signal, Google Maps is not going to be able to help you because that all requires cellular. So this is my tech bag. This is going to have all my technology, all my wires, cables, and all that stuff. Back here is going to be a pseudo glove box / tool box. I've got spare gloves, mismatched gloves. I've got mask. I've got a little 12-volt power thing back here for emergencies, and I'll show you how that's going to be all hooked up. Yeah, that's my battery bank with air compressor. Also has a 12-volt DC. It's saying it's full, but this is one of those Duralast ones that start working on you on the coldest days of the winter, and you're kind of left semi-stranded at home because you can't get to work and your car won't start because this didn't start it for you. So yeah, this is why you don't buy generic brand. You go with something like NoCo. But anyway, it's still useful, and it still has a 12-volt socket, which is kind of cool. It's got USB down here, and it's an air compressor, which is great for airing up your tires on the side of the road. I've got a tire puncture kit here. I've got some additional lights, jumper cables, electrical tape, and I got to get my other jump pack, and I'll put it in here, and just get some very simple tools to have for tomorrow for the trip. I got my tent here. I haven't set up the tent. I really should, so I know how it's set up. I have this sleeping bag / bivy. It's more a bivy style than a sleeping bag, but it's just over 6 feet. I am 5'11", so you can see how tight that's gonna get. My pillow is also in here. I have a one of those like self-inflating pillows. I'm probably gonna use that once and then get a new one because I don't know how well those last. I've got other things that are in the bags that I don't want to open, but my clothes are in there. I have enough clothes for 3 days, yeah, my clothes are there, and my off has got to go in there, my off bug spray. And in that bag, I have food. Listen, I'm gonna get a campground and I'm gonna be at a KOA, so there's gonna be food nearby. But just in case I want to cook for myself, I have simple things. I can make a simple breakfast. That's like coffee. Yeah, so I can only make coffee and dry foods such as rice and things like that. So that's what's in that bag, and there's still room for more food. I can't believe it. So I'm gonna get my waters, my cold waters, my ice cold waters, stick them in that bag, and that way when I pull over on the side of the road, I can crack that bag open, have a drink, and then get back on the road. But this is it. This is camping. We're about to go camping at a KOA, of course, which is a franchised, corporate-owned campground, and they have 500 locations, 500 plus locations across the U.S. But I'm gonna finish packing up. I think I have some more things charging up there, and I'm gonna go ahead and load my bags up. I'm already an hour and a half late. I have plenty of time. It's gonna be a test for the engine. It's gonna be a test for the whole machine. So wish me luck. First time you going camping, we're gonna go ahead and load this bike up and and back this huge ass bike out of here. This thing is heavy. Okay, now this thing feels like a Harley. Still missing stuff. All right, we are just about on our way here. You gotta have your gap. Still gotta get my sneakers. But I may forgo the sneakers. Finally going. the problem. This is a Amish farmhouse. Here's the outhouse. But it's got plumbing, so that's not half bad. All gravity fed, of course, but ooh. Oh wow, look at that bee crossing. I think I just got tagged by a bee too. But this is pretty gorgeous. Little tractor there. Look at the colors on this bird. Huh. Yeah, they're pretty intrigued. More chickens in the world than people. Well, for farmers, that's good. Check this out. Little baby goat there, and maybe Papa or Mama goat, can't tell, but I know they're goats. And right, he was just up there feeding on the hay, and I got a pretty good shot with the other phone. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna touch them, not unless I'm feeding them. There's no need. They're obviously trying to do their best to keep the. I'm glad this farm's open. You know, out of everything else that's COVID affected, you can still come out and see animals and feed them. It's pretty cool. There's some pigs over here. They're kind of following me. The pigs are pretty quiet. And you got this guy over here just chowing away. Need a lawnmower? Get a goat. Look at that big old horse. 1 horsepower. Oh, and check this out. This is when Ford actually used to make good stuff. So this is pretty cool. You got this water wheel over here. And I noticed, I think, exhibit number 5 or number 3 had something similar. And this is actually powering a pump that's all the way across the farm. Water wheels are very interesting to look at because it's free energy, essentially. So this is what they call a summer kitchen. And although there are some modern appliances in here, this is what I believe, and I'm not really reading the pamphlet right now, but this was probably the ice box, or nope, given that there's piping going to it, looks like some sort of an oven or a smoker or something like that. And I guess that went inside of that. Oh, damn. Look at the labels. This is a refrigerator from the 1900s, water cooled. Gravity fed, no fans or anything in this. Butcher bench. And this is probably the most modern thing in here. Now kitchens look like hotel rooms. Spectacular pieces of art. Oh, what is this? This is the, well, I guess this is the old style stove you would use. Yep, here we go. With a fireplace right under it. An old Maytag washing machine that probably still works and works well. All right, not gonna be cooking any meals in here. Oh, here's the farm style sink. These things are coming back into play. Oh, look at that. That's where your hot water, wait a minute. Why is that going through there? I guess your hot water? I don't know. Cold water, just maybe it's cold water just for, because this is a refrigerator. Alrighty.
You have running water, you have electric, charge your phone stuff.
Yep.
Fire pit table,
Yep.
bring back your wood. You can set up on either side, whatever. You'll probably be better off here. You'll get more shade tomorrow in the morning.
Thanks a lot.
You got it.
Well, I've made it to my campsite. I got my fire pit, got my grill, got my electricity, and I have running water, which is great. All right, there is my tent. I set it up in exactly 5 minutes. Oops, make that 5 minutes and 5 seconds. This is a 2-person tent. It's really a 1-person tent, but they say 2-person, which is crazy. And it is freestanding, so you can move it around with one hand. We'll probably go about there. All right, I don't know how to build the fire, but we're gonna learn. So I already got my firewood. I'm gonna go ahead and just place this. Nope. Whoops. Almost. All right, let's try this again. I've got the fire built, but not without some help. I needed a torch to get it started. I am trying to cook a meal the hard way. I got my camp stove right here that I'm having a hard time trying to get lit. I got my fire pit that could serve as a good cooking surface, but I prefer to cook on the $70 camp stove. And I've got all these bugs. I don't know what they are, but they kept landing on me, and then they were attracted to the light. They're also all over my tent. I don't know what they are. They're like these grasshopper-like things. Not sure, but they're attracted to the light. That's for sure. I love this.
Alright, we're leaving the campground. This is my first time camping, and it was definitely a test for me, test for the equipment, and I learned a couple things. Now, watch when I pull off here. See how the engine shuts off? Now, I've been having a problem with this bike for a while, where if you snap back the throttle too quickly, it'll stall the bike, and it's even more prevalent when the bike is cold. And I think the throttle bodies on my motorcycle need to be synced, so it's kind of embarrassing leaving the campground and this big beautiful touring bike is constantly stalling. It's so, you know, it's something I gotta get fixed before this next riding season starts. But we're leaving the campground. I only stayed there for one night. I wanted to stay there for more than one night, but there was a storm coming, and I wasn't fully prepared for this trip. I mean, I got everything I thought I would need, and but the weather's just gonna it's not gonna allow it to happen. So there's a storm coming up the coast, and it is slamming right through Pennsylvania. So I did not want to be on the road around this time. So here I am, just trying to get going and making my way home. Now, I don't know if you can actually hear it in the video, but I am talking to myself. It's because I was actually trying to record a moto vlog. That moto vlog did not go according to plan because it was I was having I kept changing the subject, and I didn't know how I was going to edit it. But you know, it didn't take me too long to get to the highway from the campground, so I knew my audio setup wasn't optimal for highway riding, and I'm still trying to work out the kinks in that. But yeah, the whole camping experience was nice, and the campgrounds were clean. I went to a KOA because it was my first time camping. Most people would say glamping because I had electricity, water, all the conveniences of home, but not you know, I didn't rough it, and I'm not going to do that because if I can help it, I'm gonna have my resources with me. So here I am going down the highway, and you know, you can see the sky is it's really cloudy, but you know, it doesn't look like they're not dark. The clouds weren't dark, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna be all right. But you know, as I start going down the road, it starts to sprinkle a little bit. Now you can't tell on this camera, but it was sprinkling. I'm like, huh, I hope I'm not running into the storm. And unfortunately, you can see all those police cars in front of me. They're actually managing a heavy load. They're protecting a heavy load because they're building new sections of the highway. So I have to stay behind the load and the cops at 50 miles an hour. And as you can tell, the rain just started coming down. This was definitely, oh gosh, I remember this vividly. I remember this vividly. Going down the highway, it was raining so hard, at least at 50, 55 miles per hour, that the water was coming up under my windshield and splashing onto my dash camera. There was water everywhere. I said, I'm going to short this camera out. So it actually still works. So I guess I got lucky, but there was water everywhere, and you could tell the rain's just coming down. It's soaked. So my bike's loaded. The ground's wet. It's just a party on 476 here. So as you can tell, the parade is slowing down, and they're actually moving the load off to the side of the road, and I guess that's where it's going to be until they're ready to install the I-beam or whatever it was. But you can see it here, a huge section, I guess it's an I-beam, that they're going to be using to install some new road. So yeah, now I can get back up to highway speeds, or as close to highway speeds as safely possible. But the rain was relentless. Everything got wet. Now I had my riding gloves, they were soaked. I had riding pants on, they were soaked. I had my boots on, soaked right through, and my shirt, everything was soaked. There was nothing that big FJR windshield couldn't do to protect me from the rain. Now, I don't know how much of this I'm going to have auto duct. I'm discovering new features in Premiere Pro But some of the areas in this video, I'm gonna have auto duct where I stop talking and the audio comes back up to normalization. So we'll see how well that works. We have these things called tolls over here on the East Coast. I know people on the West Coast don't have to deal with these, but we have these tolls where you go through, and I have a toll tag on my bike, so I just go through. It reads my tag, and then it takes $5 out of my account, or however much the toll is, and bam, you have to pay a toll to go through. Now, you can go through without a toll tag. Thanks to COVID, you can go through the toll booths, without a toll tag. They'll just bill it to your license. Now, I have an account with my under my license plate, so either way I'm gonna get billed right through my account. So here I am pulling into the driveway. Man, I didn't know the video cut that quickly. This is my first video, so bear with me. There's gonna be a lot of mistakes and my narration is definitely off because I'm trying to finish the talking matter. So here I am pulling into my very narrow driveway, and there's a bunch of houses along here, so I have to go all the way to the end of the driveway, and of course the end of the driveway is where my garage is, but it's also like a 10% grade. So not only do I have to climb, go down this muddy ass driveway in the rain, but I have to hit a grade at the end and not spin my tires. The bike was weighed down, and that helped a lot with traction. Had the bike been empty, I would have been spinning all day long. So here I am pulling up to the garage, and I don't feel comfortable climbing up this hill, so I'm actually going to dismount the bike.
Well, I'm sorry to say that I made it home. The bike's here. The bike made it home. I did notice something when I came in the garage, though, and that had me worried. I did check the oil before I left, but I hear like a tick, but yeah, the tick is very consistent with the engine. It's very consistent with the engine instead of that intermittent tick I was hearing, which was I think a piece of like shielding that was vibrating. But other than that, the bike made it with no problems, and it is raining so hard right now. I mean, I even had some music here. I was playing music on the way down. I didn't play any back because I got stuck behind an oversized load for a good 10 miles. But yeah, here she is. My packing job was even better because this is all like double and triple strapped and all that stuff. That's, yeah, anyway, everything's good. Everything's back. The jacket is soaked. The pants are soaked. And look at this. Hold on. Yeah, you can see that? See the water coming out? My shoes are soaked. It is raining with a capital R. Holy crap, man. I was on 476, and I guess it was probably a few miles. Oh, I did lock the door already. It was probably a few miles before I saw the signs that said 476 South Philadelphia is when the rain just came down. And yeah, so this is what I was going to be camping in. Just wet, soggy, yeah. So I'm going to let the bikes dry off. I'm going to let the FTR rest. It did a good job. She's, again, I got to look into that, why, if that's an engine tick or something else. I did a fresh oil change on this, but I'm going to check the oil once I level the bike and then kind of go over everything. But hey, I got an adventure bike. And it made it. So